Business news. Shares in Steinhoff plunged earlier this week after the Western Cape High Court ruled that it does have jurisdiction to hear a liquidation bid against the retailer. The liquidation case is likely to get underway tomorrow. The former owners of Tekkie Town have scored the initial victory here. They claim that they are owed money by Steinhoff because they were duped into swapping their shares in Tekkie Town for shares in Steinhoff before that very dramatic collapse several years ago. To discuss, we're joined by the former CEO of Tekkie Town, Bernard Mostert. Mr. Mostert, thank you for being with us. If you don't mind, firstly, take us back to when you were swapping your shares and probably, like everybody at the time, thinking that Steinhoff was on top of the world, that you were getting this incredible, valuable stock. And then, of course, the collapse. I don't know if you can even tell us how much you lost personally.
Francis, thank you, and I will gladly answer those questions. Maybe just a correction first. In the opening section, you said that we claim money from Steinhoff, which is not true. We claim a constitutional right to cancel a contract that was induced by fraud. So, and that would lead to the return of the business that was stolen from us. So that's our primary case, has been our primary case.
Would that not have monetary value right now?
If the business is restored to us, we probably would have to work pretty hard to fix it. So I think we would have to put more money into it. So I don't think that we are going to score financially from having the business returned to us, because we will still have to work to fix it. But I mean, that's a technicality, and we'll cross that bridge when we eventually get there.
Okay, so I was asking you to take us back when the swap was done, when you gladly accepted Steinhoff shares, and then tell us about how it all went horribly wrong and what you lost.
Yeah, so we, I've been privileged to be associated with Bram van Heestian for a long time. Bram is the founder of Tekkie Town. Bram started with 20,000 Rand in 1989. And never borrowed another cent. We never took on external debt. And we built that business into a business that delivered a profit of 289 million Rand in 2016. So in 2015, our paths crossed with Steinhoff. We were approached by Steinhoff because they had acquired a year earlier Pepco, which is not the Pepco of today. It was the Pepco of Renier van Rooyen and Christo Visser. And within Pepco, they had a stable of exceptionally dismally performing businesses that was losing a lot of money. It lost more than R500 million in the preceding years. So Steinhoff said that, in their view, we have the ability to fix this business, and whether we would be interested in swapping our shares, our controlling shares in Tekkie Town, for shares in Steinhoff, and then be bound to be employed by Steinhoff for a period of 5 years and be restricted in terms of any disposal of the shares that we got for a period of 3 years. So it was never a financial matter for us to do the transaction. 2 years prior, we had sold 40% of the business for a consideration just north of 700 million Rand. So, I think that was a good outcome, because it allows us to wage our battles right now to have the business restored to us. So, and then in terms of what has been lost, our portion of the value is 1.8 billion Rand. Then there's the issue of an earnout that we have against the Steinhoff subsidiary, formerly Steinhoff Africa Retail, now again called Pepco. And that amounts to, in our estimation, that would have amounted to about R1 billion. So.
Yeah. All right. And at the time, you obviously thought that was a good swap. So you took the Steinhoff shares, and then we all know what happened later on. And now you're fighting. Some say, do you deserve to be first in line? You do have the cash to bring a legal suit. But if I recall correctly, the European Central Bank, I think, had shares in Steinhoff. Many people were duped or defrauded in the end, including people who don't have the money to go and fight. You know, everybody lost. Are you willing to push this and even bring down Steinhoff if you have to?
For the benefit of everybody, absolutely yes. You know, it's mind-boggling to think that you could be defrauded, like many people were. People on the inside of Steinhoff, apparently, and also people on the outside of Steinhoff, like ourselves. And then that you would somehow accept a settlement for cents in the rand. You know, it makes no sense. It's no pun intended, that somebody like the PIC, who were obviously defrauded, would settle for a value much less than what they could get if they actually fought this for a long time. So, but I don't really want to cast an opinion on what they're doing. We know what we're doing is the right thing. We will continue doing so, and we were grateful for the ruling that came out earlier this week.
All right, let's end it there. So this is the initial victory. The court is just saying it can hear the case. How confident are you of a win?
Well, you know, Steinhoff is patently insolvent. Its debts far exceeds its assets. Its interest rate far exceeds the rate at which its operating companies can grow. And then, of course, the very base of assets on which they claim solvency were defrauded from various people, all the proceeds of fraud. So as time goes by, and I'm sure that there will be many delay tactics, as there have been along the way, the truth will come out, and we're fine with that.
All right, an interesting case to follow for financial watchers. That was former Tekkie Town CEO Bernard Mostert, and that's had huge implications for Steinhoff shares this week.